MrAnimal Farm presents how to set up a brooder.
Alright, so today we're going to show you how to set up a brooder. As you can see, we've already got a heat lamp here. We've also got a Rubbermaid plastic tote, and that's where we're going to keep the chicks. So we've already got a little bit of pine in there. So basically what you're going to want to do is you'll have some pine shavings, and you're going to want to fill your brooder up with the pine. It is not the cleanest task, so you're probably going to have to clean up any of the pine that you drop, but you just want to kind of fill the brooder with pine and then kind of spread it out and see if you need to add some more. I like to add enough so that the plastic is not showing on the bottom. You don't want the chicks to be walking straight on plastic. But I don't like to make it too thick for newly hatched chicks, because if it's too thick, they'll have problems getting around. So this is about good. It's not very deep, as you can see, but it is enough to keep them up off the plastic. Now, for chicks that we're taking fresh out of the incubator, I'm also going to add some paper towels. Now, paper towels are okay to use. They have some texture to them and won't be too slick for the chicks. You don't want to use things like newspaper, because that will be too slick and can create things like splay leg, which is where they have some leg issues. So we're just going to kind of lay these down in here. And the reason we're doing them, we're getting ready to put some silkies in, and silkies in particular are pretty small when they're hatched, and they can have some difficulty walking on the straight pine. So we're going to put these down. I'll try to make them as neat as possible usually. Lay them in there. We're going to do one more row. So we're going to put these in here. And I usually try to get them so that there's not a lot of like holes under the paper towels, because the chicks are going to be small enough that they will nestle down under there. I don't want anyone to get smothered, so kind of tuck them in. So now that we've got that down, we're going to get food and water. So we've got these little chick feeders. You can see we've already got some starter feed in here. We're going to place it right here. And then we've got a little chick waterer. So it's important to use a chick waterer, not like a bigger water, because they have a small, shallow lip that the water will fill up in. We've also added some marbles. These are just like little decorative marbles into the water. That way that if a chick falls asleep in there or gets in there, it's less likely they're going to drown. So we're going to place that in here. I try to kind of nestle it down so it's not going to get knocked over with the pine. And I always try to make sure there's not too much of a slope going to the water so the chicks don't tumble into it. The other thing that you might want to add is a thermometer. We don't usually keep them in our brooders, just because we have a pretty good feel for, you know, if the chicks are too hot or too cold based on their behavior. But you can certainly buy a little thermometer at your local farm store and put in there. Week 1, you want it around 95 degrees, and then decreasing 5 degrees each week until they're at room temperature. All right, and so once you've got your brooder set up, you can add your chicks. You can see they're kind of huddled into the heat lamp light, and a couple of them are starting to drink. And that is how you set up a brooder for some happy, healthy chicks.
For more cute animal videos and farming how-tos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.